Hi, welcome to my podcast, Sipping and Spilling Tea, with your host, Mila Serbin.
Welcome back. A quick break here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. Oh, yes. So after my camping trip, it was great. It was amazing.
Where'd you go?
Best sleep. It was the Madeline Islands.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It was like the best sleep I had. Something about like being in nature and sleeping on the ground really
You were
gives you.
grounding?
I was
You
grounding.
were practicing grounding?
Yes, I was feeling the earth, being one with nature. And I think our very last night, we went down to the docks and we just stared at the stars.
Oh, did you see any, what's it called, Northern Lights?
No, but we saw such a bright shooting star. Oh,
Yay.
it was beautiful. I saw like 3 that night.
Wow.
I know. It was amazing. I'm like, can you even see 3 shooting stars at like the same time almost? So I'm like, my wishes are gonna come true.
A man, rich.
Nah. For the first star, I did wish for like a good, genuine, kind-hearted man to come my way. Like, for example, I light candles for Shabbat. I don't do the whole process of Shabbat, but I light them Friday sunset. And it gives you a time the light represents like God. And it gives you a time to kind of reflect and talk to God about like any wishes, any concerns, like just really what's on your mind.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to him, I usually never wish anything for myself. I'm like, I want my family to be happy and healthy. I want my friends to be happy and healthy because I know my happiness, it will come and it is growing. But like, I feel like I'm the most happiest when everyone else is happy and healthy around me. So that's what I was like wishing on the rest of the shooting stars. Is just my friends to be like all good and my family to be healthy and to live a long life. A long life. Like, please.
All your family members like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're like, thank you, bowing down, bless. I'm joking. But yeah, so, but back to like what I was saying. So I was, even though that I felt like well rested and everything, I still was exhausted. And then yesterday, the minute I walked into my work office, I already had so many things that I had to do all at once. I did not even I barely had time for lunch.
Aww.
And like I was running around and I like only had like an hour or 2 of sitting down. By the way, I'm not like saying my job is awful. Oh my god, it's rewarding. I love it so much.
Just sometimes you have busy days.
Exactly. So I was so happy. I got my nails and my toes done
Yay.
yesterday and I'm like, oh, this is so nice. But I went to bed at like 9 p.m. I was a goner. The minute my head hit that pillow, she's out. She is out. And then, now today I'm getting my lashes done. Full pampering,
Yeah.
we're going back to me.
Yep. And I love that. And that's what I'm here for.
Slay. Slay. Oh, man. Slay. How many times can you say slay at one, that it gets annoying? Because I feel like it does not get annoying. Just like slay.
You're in control of your own thoughts, so if you choose for it to be annoying, therefore you will be annoying.
Factual. That's very true.
Some wisdom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. On this road trip, I was doing it with my best friend, and the whole entire time we had like moments where we're like, it's just us two, the 2 bitches, and one with a backstory, aka me. And I'm like, yes, I'm a bitch, but I'm a bitch with a backstory. And like after she said that, everyone's like, tell me your backstory, and I tell them my whole like 22 years of life. So man, the stuff that I like been through and gone through and have seen in my 22 years, I don't think anyone has seen in their like lifetime. But, you know, it shaped me to be who I am today.
Yes.
And it has created me to be not fearful of anything. And I got
Dangerous woman.
a dangerous woman. I promise I'm not dangerous. Like,
I mean, in a good way.
I mean, I may
Like,
be
you're
Slavic
powerful.
and I have a resting bitch face, but I ain't dangerous. I'm genuinely a warm-hearted person.
You are.
I just want, like, love for everyone. Yeah.
Everyone must have love.
Everyone must have love. They must be happy. Literally, we could just make a song out of this.
Can we?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I don't know.
What's the chorus?
I have no idea. I'm not a
You
songwriter.
have love.
You-
I have love. We all have love.
We all need love.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're playing guitar, so, like...
I know about 5 chords.
Oh, yeah, we can totally make something up.
Totally.
Totally. How's that going, by the way?
Next single.
Oh, yes.
It's going good. I made a challenge to practice it for at least 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told myself if I ever skip or like don't make it, my punishment is an hour. Yeah, that never happened. So I'm like, okay, I have to change that. I can't even like come to my own terms.
Mm-hmm.
So I just doubled the time if I skip or if I don't make enough. But I usually do. Like it's usually over 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Always. I just add extra 15 minutes for the next day or try to the same day.
Yeah.
But my goal is to practice at least every day. So that's what I'm going.
So, is your goal at the very end to be able to play some Taylor Swift songs?
Yes, I'm already playing them. I can play one song, not Taylor Swift, but one song. It's called A Horse With No Name.
Mm-hmm.
It has only 2 chords, but the strumming pattern is a little bit difficult or tricky.
Yeah.
But I learned that, and I'm so happy. Like, it makes me... I'm so proud, because it sounds right.
As you should be.
Thank you. But yes, I'm exclusively training on Taylor Swift songs.
I love that for you.
Which is awesome.
I wouldn't say, like, I'm a full-on Swiftie, but...
Get out.
What?
Get out. I'm kidding. Non-Swifties allowed as well.
Rude. But I do listen to some of her songs. Like,
What are your favorites?
I like her 1990, what is it,
1989?
1989. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. Give me a break.
That's going to be part of a reel. I love it. All the Swifties will like it.
Yeah.
1989! bitch.
No, only love, you
Engagement.
guys. Only
I
love. Love, people. We only show love. But yeah, I love that album. I actually saw her live in concert for that album specifically when I was 13. And when I was younger, I was obviously a Swiftie, it was great. But for some reason, like, when you turn on, like, her songs, I'm all for it, I'm down to listen to it.
Yeah, we listen to them sometimes.
What?
We listen to them
Yeah,
sometimes.
we do. I mean, we do like to listen to our podcasts.
Yes.
True crime, educational, motivational, like anything. But my taste in music has changed for some reason. Like, I used to only, but I am going more country.
Me
Yeah.
too.
And I always thought, and I had, when I was younger, I had an argument with my best friend's brother about how country music is literally all the same. Got my truck, my dog, my girl, my beer. But, like, now, I don't know. I actually really like it. Especially, I've been listening to Zach Bryan on repeat.
Yes, he's so good.
So good. Like, I literally can relate to so much. So many of his songs and lyrics. And his voice is very soothing. And I want to see him in concert, but, he's expensive. She needs to save money, She has student debt.
She's in her saving era.
She's in her saving area. But yeah, like, I can't, like, whenever, like, going back to, like, dating, when someone says, what's your favorite, like, music? I don't really have a favorite music. I think I can find a few songs from different genres that I love.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, now I can mainly specifically say that I am leaning more towards country, which is something that I never thought I would ever like.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. It's kind of nice. I like it.
Me too.
I actually was listening to some country music on the way here. So, yeah. And then, obviously, I listen to a lot of Russian music.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, like, that's a given.
That's just natural.
It's just natural.
My music taste also changed. Obviously, I used to be a non-Swiftie. Now I'm a dedicated Swiftie. But, yeah, I used to, like, not accept country at all.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm really into it. I mean, I'm playing country. Because we're starting with the old, Tim McGraw, the older songs, and their country. So, it's nice. It's really, like, feels home.
Feels like home. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I feel like country music has, gotten more of, like, a deeper meaning the more we're getting older.
Yeah.
But a little side note that I want to say, that Taylor Swift was mainly country at her beginning, right?
Yep.
Do you know, like, why she switched more into, like, the pop?
I think she just liked it more. She just wanted to discover herself, in a different era. Because when she created 1989, that was, like, the big her switch into pop. Because before, it was Red, and Red was not received really well. Do you know the album Red?
Yep.
Okay. Because it was so, like, mixed. And I think they should have appreciated that. That was, like, she was going through a rough breakup. Like, All Too Well is part of Red. Like, that should tell you everything you need to know about the album. So, it just, it jumps back and forth. Like, we have All Too Well, 10-minute version, and we also have Trouble, 22, very upbeat songs.
Yeah.
But that was the era. That's what she was going through. She was trying to overcome that breakup and, have fun. But she's also allowed to, have her little sad girl era.
Absolutely.
And I think when she wanted to win, whatever, Grammy, Oscar, I don't know what they give.
Grammys.
Okay. And she didn't, so that made her really upset because Taylor is a winner. She likes to receive her awards and achievements and being recognized. So for 1989, she's like, okay, my next album will have to be, like, transformative, and she wanted to challenge herself, too. So she had this idea of it's going to be called 1989, the year she was born, and it's going to be with 80s vibes. So we have a little bit of 80s in there.
Yeah.
So that's at least how she just wanted to reinvent herself.
Yeah. Do you think that she will ever, like, kind of try out country again?
She will have to, because she will be re-recording her first album, debut. That one is country.
Oh, okay.
That one, so that debut is not on the Era Store set list. So she's been, like, we have hardcore fans of debut, so I don't know why Taylor has been silent about it. I'm really excited. I don't know what's going to come first, Reputation TV or Debut TV, but I'm really excited.
You know what's interesting? There's actually, like, quite a bit of artists that are trying out country. For example, Post Malone.
Yes, and he's so good.
Out of everyone, I did not expect that.
Really?
I did not. I always thought that he would stay in, like, what is it, the pop rap, genre.
Yeah.
But when he came out with the song with Morgan Wallen, I was like, oh,
poppin'.
Yes. And then now he's, like, coming out with more country music. I'm like, where was this? Sir, where was this?
He's
like,
just covering himself.
Please continue doing this. Like, this is amazing.
Continue.
Do continue, sir. But I was a little shocked at first. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't really see him doing country, but like, now that I hear it, I want to hear more. So I don't know. I think it's like new era where people want to try out country because I feel like more and more people are liking it. But I think also more people are starting to like countries because it's less country and more pop country.
Yes, like it's more modernized.
Right. And, I don't have anything against, the old country. But it's just, personally, it's not like my vibe. I like that, like, pop country. That's probably why like I said, more people are starting to like it. Because it's giving a little bit of all genres in one.
Yes.
But yeah. So I thought, like, wow, Posty, what are you doing? But I'm super excited to hear more of his albums of country coming out. So
yeah. Do you think, in your relation to the new spike of country music, do you think it has to do anything with us coming back from COVID and kind of like finding comfort in the things that we've lost?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because that's what I feel like it was for me. Like, it just like, it feels like you're drinking a warm cup of tea, like.
Yeah.
You're in your rocking chair with some plants.
I love that.
Warm blanket for non-Russian users or listeners.
For me, I actually discovered that I love country after my dad passing and after my really serious relationship ending. And it was like way after COVID. So for me, like, I do agree with you. Like, I liked it because I could relate more to it. I can understand, I can feel the music, the lyrics, the warmth that you were saying.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, I do have a feeling that, coming out of COVID, people are trying to find, comfort, meaning, people who are going through the same thing they are, connections. And I feel like country music is bringing that for sure.
I feel like that too. Do you ever cry when you listen to country songs?
I think, I'm not much of a crier, personally.
Okay.
But there is one song, it's called Pink Sky by Zach Bryan. And that, I think, is literally the only country song where I am tearing up every time, because, like, it does talk about, like, funeral and all that stuff, and it really I can relate to when I lost my dad. But there's other songs where I tear up, but that song specifically, yes, it gets me in my feels.
Listen to that.
But no, I'm not much of a crier, which sometimes isn't good, but it's okay. She's thriving.
Why do you feel like sometimes it's not good? Is it because you're not letting your emotions out?
Exactly.
Okay.
I feel like with all the stuff that I've gone through, I know how to kind of suppress my emotions and kind of, yeah, it's a coping mechanism, and compartmentalize and kind of close that door and move on. But with that, it causes me to have, explosions sometimes.
Yeah.
Not even like externally, but internally. Like,
yes.
I can tell that if I'm keeping something in and it's, it's building up, I start breaking out, I start overeating, I start getting fatigued, lazy, and I'm just feeling gross overall. And I mean, it is something that I'm working on, is like talking more about like what I've gone through, what I'm going through, crying about it, because crying is really good for your soul. And after opening up about a lot of things that I was suppressing, I feel more confident in myself. I am not as tired anymore. My food intake is way better. So it's something like that I think we all need to like check in with ourselves. Like, if we haven't had like a breakdown, or if we haven't checked in with ourselves or talked to someone professional, how are you feeling? You know, like, if you're feeling gross about yourself, if you're feeling down all the time, why is that? Like, really dig into it. And, you know, sometimes it's scary. You're really uncovering a lot of skeletons. But sometimes if you want to take the next step of growth, you have to go feel uncomfortable with those old skeletons. You just have to.
You have to gut the old house in order to build a new one.
Absolutely.
So I agree with you, and again, my podcast's so I've been really getting educated lately. And something I discovered just hit me like a truck, and I'm like, bingo, that's it. That's my problem.
Yeah.
She was talking about unresolved or unmanaged stress, and she basically replaced trauma with unresolved stress. She's saying that whatever trauma we didn't... She's talking about childhood specifically.
Yeah.
So any trauma from childhood, and it can be small. It doesn't have to be something really traumatic. It can be how your parent treated you or reacted in that specific situation. I don't know about you, but for me, I struggled with releasing emotions because I was always shut down. I was not allowed to cry. I discovered that I have a lot of unprocessed stress in me, like in my body. And that's affecting me not only physically, but it's affecting my well-being as a person.
Yeah.
Because it needs to go. That stress, it needs to release. And I'm noticing a lot of that stress is being released through me playing guitar, like through music.
Yeah.
And so that's like an outlet. But because I didn't have the outlet as a child, right now it's my job to process that unprocessed stress.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just so powerful, discovering that, because I finally am like, okay, that's what's wrong with me. We're just having a lot of unprocessed stress. And, you know, it's building up sometimes, and that's what you're talking about, the mental breakdowns. You know, we have those. And that's why it's important to release.
Yeah.
And talk about it.
I will, like, you know, correct you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's called being a human.
Yes.
So don't think that there's something wrong with you. But I do agree with you. I think, you know, from a Slavic background, we do come from an upbringing of, you know, don't share your emotions, keep on going. And I had that just a little bit. I mean, my family were a little bit more progressive, and they were like, go see a psychologist, you know, go talk to someone, talk to me, like, we're here for you, like,
That's
release.
awesome.
But I think it was more myself, you know, that I just wasn't there yet, you know. I felt like I rather put other people's happiness over mine. And that caused, I feel like, a lot of overthinking for myself, self-doubt, not the best relationships, because I was always putting myself into these relationships and making sure that the other person was happy, and not having check-ins with myself of, am I happy?
Right. The
Am
most
I
important
okay?
person.
Yeah, this is my life. Everyone else is living in it.
This is your relationship.
Right. So, and I, especially when it came to family, like, I always wanted to make sure that, you know, family was happy and healthy over my happiness and health. But then, as I got, you know, older, and finally I had to realize, why not both? You know?
Yep.
If I'm not happy and healthy, my family's gonna be worried.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. So why not both? So I do check-ins with my family. Like, I always make sure that they're good, they're healthy, giving them phone calls, hanging out with them, but at the same time, I'm making time, you know, for myself, doing my own things, checking in with me.
Yeah.
It's that, like, happy balance that is hard to find, but when you do, it's so rewarding and amazing and beautiful in its own way.
Absolutely. I'm currently in the same journey. Like, my family never did check-ins, and now I have new friends who do, and it's so weird. Like, they check in on me, and they're like, if if you ever need to talk, like, I'm here for you, you know, just call me. And I'm like, I never had that. Like, let me process that you offered me that first, that I have that leverage.
Yeah.
And then I have to, you know, talk to myself to use it later.
Yeah, a fun, interesting fact, actually. So, mental health was always out there, but it was taken seriously only just in the 90s.
That recent?
That recent, especially in the workforce.
Oh my God.
It was just...
We're so behind.
We're really behind. We really are. But I feel like, you know, the new generation, we have now a better grasp on mental health and self-check-ins than, you know, the older generation, where all they were thinking about is family and work. Survival.
Yep.
Making sure that they live another day.
Yep. Back then, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Back then, the main goal for parents was to provide, you know, the basic needs for children, not attend. Like, they're supposed to be seen but not heard.
Right. So, like, now we have a better grasp of mental health and development more than the older generation. But I do feel like, and this is, like, you know, my personal experience, I do feel like now the older generation is starting to have that grasp on mental health based on what I see with my family. But again, every family is different. I think everyone, like with my family, we have gone through a lot in our lives to come to that realization where health and mental health comes before anything. But some people, mental health and health is second, you know. It just depends on your upbringing and your life experiences.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Another thing that I discovered through listening to someone else's podcast was she was talking about parents not, like, basically when they have kids, well, she was talking from her personal experience that her dad was like, okay, I have a kid now, all my life, you know, has to dedicate to the kids, so he wasn't pursuing his dream career. And she said that he was so unhappy, but he was pursuing the career that would put bread on the table.
Yeah.
And, you know, would make sure that his kid goes to college and, you know, a buta did. And she said that she regrets of not, like, having her dad do that because she saw how much he impacted him and that he wasn't doing what he loves. And she's like, I don't care if we even have to live in the car. Like, Dad, just pursue your dream. I would pick up another job as a 15-year-old. But it would be so nice to have, like, something as a family that we look forward to, have a goal, ambition. So it is very true that you have to be, like, in tune with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to not be afraid to have these conversations with your inner, you know, voice. Because it impacts not only your relationship, but the children that you will have in this relationship. Right. And it will impact their lives.
Yeah.
And now she's doing the complete opposite of what her dad was doing. She's pursuing her dream with her 6 kids.
And I love that.
They're one happy family, and, you know, they're doing it together. And I just love seeing and watching her on this journey.
Yeah. My gosh, that is amazing. I did have someone tell me once that do what you love and money will follow. So, obviously, that luxury does not come for everyone. You know, like you said, how she said that she's okay with, like, picking up a job and living out of the car so that the father, you know, can pursue his dream. But sometimes people don't really have that luxury, sadly, because there are so many talents out there, but because of financial situations, they can't pursue it. But I always say, if there is a will, there is a way.
Yes, I agree.
You know?
I 100% agree. Like, there's no... I'm telling you, girl, like, when I started this podcast, it was an idea in my head for a year.
Yeah.
Even maybe longer than that. I was talking to my clients, we're like, yeah, we'll record a podcast sometime. It never happened. And until one day, I was drunk enough
Oh,
to
God.
have a conversation with a friend, and I just got so inspired by that specific topic.
Yeah.
I'm like, bingo, I had this thought in my head for so long, just brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it happen. Do I know anyone? Do I have the funds? Do I have the team? No, nothing. I just have the idea in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Inspiration, passion, drive.
Yeah.
I go on Facebook Market, I'm like, any studios? I don't know what I'm looking for. I just type in podcast, studio, rent, available.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this guy looks legit, has been on Facebook for a while. The site looks nice. I book, and I've been booking ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I hit a jackpot. I'm
Yeah.
very pleased with the person and with the company and what they do. I'm like, if there's a will, there's a way. Like,
Yeah.
I just had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, with my podcast,
Yes, tell us
I
about it.
don't have a studio, you
That's
know?
okay.
I don't have a microphone or a headset. I genuinely just use the earbuds on that are connected to my computer and my room. That's it. Like, I just talk to my computer through whatever earbuds I have.
But you have the passion and the
Exactly.
drive to do it.
You do not have to spend a ton of money to have your goals and your idea flourish.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just humbly sitting in your room and talking to your computer, it's a start.
Yep.
You know?
Amazon started in a garage.
Amazon did start in a garage.
And so did
Apple.
Yep, other big companies.
Yeah. Everywhere starts extremely small. Like, my dad, he owned a company.
Mm-hmm. What did he do?
So he owned a company, a technology company,
Okay.
specifically for the technology of dental offices.
Nice.
Yeah. But before he started that, he had his own, like, little business, just him.
Mm-hmm.
He built computers literally out of our laundry room.
Oh my god.
So I would, every day after school, I would come home, and we had this, like, really big counter in our laundry, and one side was the folded laundry. Then the middle were my Legos that I was working on as I was building, while my dad was building his computers.
Look at that family project. Bonding time in
yes.
the laundry room.
Look at that. You have your family time. You are nice, warm at home, and you're doing, like, a business.
Mm-hmm.
But then my dad did start another business with a few partners. And it, like, flourished, and then, he started traveling, and business went. I was super proud of my dad. Like, that's amazing. I have owned my own company before. It's really difficult to keep it running. Sadly, it kind of died because of COVID.
Well, what would you do?
Me and 3 other college students, we started a tea brand.
What?
Yes, we started a
Sip
tea
and
brand.
spill.
Sip and spill, girl. Yes. So I do believe that my old partner and friend, I think he restarted the company after he graduated. I believe it's called Benedier Teas.
Okay.
And
Check it out.
it's mainly, like, culturally Somalian tea.
Mm-hmm.
And it is extremely good. And he makes it himself.
Ah.
And I highly recommend it. It's all natural. And, it's so good. But that was kind of what we were doing. But instead of mainly Somalian tea, we wanted to give people different tastes of different cultural teas.
Mm-hmm.
So I mainly focused on, like, our branding and packaging. So we, like, for example, we would take a different country, like Russia, for example, and we would take any herbs or anything that culturally they use for their teas. We would pack it up, and then on the packages would have, like, a little history fact about that country. And it was during COVID that people couldn't travel.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave people a literal taste of the country and the feeling. Yeah, it
Brilliant.
was amazing idea. But, like, we were broke college students. there was not a lot of money and COVID was happening. But now that business is back and running with my friend. It's called Benedier. Check it out. Please do. He is super fun. He mainly sells it like online and at farmers markets.
Okay.
So yeah. But that was kind of the business, and so I feel the entrepreneurial side of me is in the family. My dad was an entrepreneur. I have an entrepreneur. My cousin owns his own company as well. And my aunt is in the business field. So like, my grandma started and owned her own daycare.
Wow.
So, like, you can start from the bottom. Like, my grandma, she started her daycare business from, her house. And it started with only 2 people. My sister
Family
and her
business.
best friend. That's it.
Yep.
And then it ended with, like, 100 students.
Wow.
And it was amazing. Like, and you can start at the very bottom, but hard part is, and I find this with myself, is consistency.
Yes, 100%.
You can have the drive, you can have the motivation, but if you're not staying consistent, it's not going to happen. So I think that's a lot of things that people lack, is we as humans, we naturally want results right away.
Yeah.
But you can't get results without the hard work, consistency, and determination.
100%.
So yeah.
Wow. Lots of wisdom. Just
Oh, yes.
pouring out of us.
Yeah.
I don't know how this podcast is free. We're giving you so much value.
I know. Well, I mean, I really hope this does, spark some stuff, some idea and mindset to the listeners, and they feel inspired, and they feel that, like, I'm not alone. Like, I can relate, because, we have, me, who is single, who has gone through her own life. We have you, who's married, also has gone through different, parts of your life, very diverse.
Yeah.
That I do think that, listeners can, relate to one of us.
Absolutely. And I think it's beautiful that we can come together and share our different backgrounds and still come to, like, not even an agreement, but, like, have a good conversation regardless of what our background is and how different it is from each other. I think that's beautiful, and that's why it makes me really upset when people argue and are violent with each other and there's wars, because we are on this flying rock doing God knows what. Let's just spread love and be peaceful.
I really wish that was the case, but, like, a lot of people, no matter, even good people do bad things. It happens. And what all these, like, wars and conflicts that are happening, it's all about wanting power, wanting more. When you feel power, you crave it. And a lot of people, they just sometimes don't understand that, yes, you can get power, but you can get power through different ways than stealing, fighting, hurting, so.
Because, like, power at what cost?
Right.
So you can get powerful for free.
Just
by listening to us.
Woohoo! For free. Yeah, oh my god, the for free, it reminded me a scene. I don't know if you guys have listened to, watched Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler.
No, I was not here yet.
Oh my god, you gotta watch it.
Is it on YouTube?
I think no, I don't think you can find it on YouTube.
Is it old? Like, old series?
I wouldn't say it's an old movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's a movie, yeah. It's called Bedtime Story, with Adam Sandler. And he was, like, walking by, I don't, like, really remember a lot about the movie because I watched it, like, a really long time ago. But I think it was, like, him making, like, based on what he said in, like, the bedtime story, it came true the next day.
Oh my
So he like was talking in the bedtime story that he got like this red horse named Ferrari, thinking that the next day he's gonna get a free red Ferrari. So he was like walking by and he sees a red Ferrari, and this guy that was in his bedtime story that he was saying was like talking to him. He's like, oh my god, this is gonna happen. So he's like, could I get a red cherry Ferrari for free? So for some reason when you said that, it like reminded me of that. I don't know why.
Core memory.
Core memory unlocked. Yeah.
That's nice.
But also, like, as we're like talking, for some reason at like the beginning of the podcast, I had like major deja vu. Like,
okay, tell me about it.
yeah, I like swear I probably like dreamt this, where like we were gonna do this exact thing, and I'm like, new power unlocked, dreams coming true. Wait, hold on, Adam Sandler bedtime story coming true. Oh my goodness, this is so cool.
It's
Maybe
all coming together.
it's all coming together. Like, man, the amount of stuff that goes through my head, I swear I probably have like ADD, ADHD, like something.
Yep.
Plus I'm like running on many cups of coffee, so
I'm running on adhesive fumes.
oh my god, I bet.
To each their own.
To each their own, you know. But I also like did work out before I came here, so I'm probably like pumped after my workout.
Right.
But even though like I can feel my stomach be rumbling, like it needs that protein stat.
Soon.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. How are you feeling? How's your back?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Awesome.
Look at her, so sweet.
Aww.
She also has a warming, what is it?
Heating pad.
Mm-hmm. So like, especially in the winter, it will come in
so
handy.
Nice. Yes, girl. Sometimes I lay on it before you come.
Oh yeah, I bet. Swear, you guys, the amount of times I have fallen asleep on this table, I swear, I kind of want to like come at night, steal it, and like have her just take my mattress. And
excuse me. Trade.
And I steal this. Like I am living it.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of, and this is no shade to Swifties, I love y'all, but I think it's funny, and I'm a baby Swiftie, so forgive me, please. I'm in all the Swiftie groups, and right now I see, you know that meme from TikTok, and it's like this guy with his hands, and he's like, trade deal, and like on the left you put what you're trading, and like I get and you get.
Yeah.
So it's that meme, and they're like, I get the Eras tickets, you get rare vinyls or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The value is never like even like this like equal.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm sure my mattress cost more than the massage chair, a table.
Mm-hmm.
But man, is it comfortable. Man.
I made sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, now the awkward silence.
I mean, girl, we've been talking a lot.
For 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't. For 2 hours already?
All coming up.
Oh my goodness gracious.
We're recording for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how I'm still talking. I've been talking all day at work. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, that's okay.
What time is it right now?
So it's 7:45.
Oh boy. Okay.
You have to go?
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have to go. I'm just asking.
Sounds good. I'm almost done, I swear. No, I tell you that like 5 times and like when?
Yeah. No, I'm also like holding my bladder.
Ah, okay, that's not cool.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, peeps. Some TMI moment for you, but like, you know, girls gotta go when a girl's gotta go.
Okay, I'm literally almost done, so I might let you go.
Hmm.
You never know with the lash artists.
I know. Bushy, you are a perfectionist, but you gotta say, when I get those lashes on, I be looking fly.
Yes, girl. That's the goal every time.
my mom, she's like, oh my god, your lashes, they look so good and natural and amazing. Like, it looks like your own lashes. And I'm like, that's what I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I will be driving no matter how far I am to you.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love that you're part of this.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I love it.
How'd you find me? Since we're a little talking about us.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I'm sure I've told you, but I am friends with this one girl. I'm not gonna, like, say names.
I can edit.
Okay.
But you don't have to.
Yeah. I'm friends with this one girl in like the Russian community.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her lashes and I thought they were absolutely amazing. And I was a little skeptical with like lashes because I heard mixed reviews on if you do it too often it's gonna thin or it's gonna break, or I also have trichotillomania where I like pull my eyebrows and lashes, so I'm like, is it worth it? But she's like, no, like, try it out. So I'm like, okay. So I like DM'd you, I think, on like Instagram or something before you had that like schedule link. And I'm like, hey girl, like, let's make an appointment. And I had an amazing experience. And I like continued coming back, and now like I don't pull my lashes anymore. Like, they're growing. Obviously,
doing really good.
Yeah, obviously, like, sometimes I do have some spots. My lashes are weaker and they tend to fall out on their own more, but that's from, I think, like, scarage and like constant pulling when I was younger. But like every time they come back, they're like long and
they grow back.
Yeah, and I don't even want to like touch my lashes when I have these on.
So it works like as a little cure,
Yeah.
Like, it's incentive. Like, okay, they're on. Like, they make you look pretty and confident. So don't touch it.
Like, how like people that bite their nails. Me too. But I'm actually working on that as well. But they put like this polish that when you like put your your nails in your mouth, it like burns.
Oh, I had one that's like nasty. Like,
yeah.
That didn't work.
So in a way, it's the same thing for me. It's like reverse psychology in like a way. So yeah,
I love that. And your lashes have, I'm just gonna say, like, as a lash artist, you can, as long as you're doing lashes with the correct application and the right aftercare and care overall from a professional, the lashes will grow back and they will go back to their natural state of being full and strong and long.
Yeah.
But it won't be done if they're not taken care of, or if the application is incorrect. That will prolong the damage. And I've seen instances where lashes don't grow back, and it's usually, well, the two people that I've seen, they were both older, so just naturally you're not producing as much collagen and all the good stuff to boost the growth of anything like your hair, skin cells. So that's a big thing to remember, that the older you get, like, don't just get a professional who cares about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at you since day one.
Oh, yes. Slaying away every day.
Anything you would like to share with our listeners to kind of close it off? Maybe anything fun going on in your life, or something you want them to know?
Yeah, I mean, I am absolutely excited to continue this series with you. And really, like, excited to hear, like, comments or any topics that the listeners wanna listen on, hear or speak about. And I think we talked a lot and we hit a lot of different topics. But like I said, a little fun thing that's happening to me is that I have a wedding coming up this weekend. So that's another reason why I'm with you today. Yay. Getting ready to beautify myself.
Are you
It's
part of a bridal party?
I'm not. She's
Okay.
actually not having like a bridal party.
Oh.
She's just gonna have like her best friend as a witness.
Okay.
But so I get to pick my own dress and really do whatever I want. So I'm really excited for that. I haven't been at a wedding in a really long time. So yeah, that's my exciting thing happening.
Yay. What colors are the wedding, or what color are you wearing?
So I'm not quite sure what color the wedding is specifically. I know it's gonna be colorful because it's at the Arboretum.
Ah, wow.
Yes, it's gonna be gorgeous. But I did find, and I'm going a little out of my comfort zone. I tend to gravitate more towards, blue. But I am wearing a tight floor length pink dress.
Like bright pink or pastel?
It's like a little bit pastel, but it's
Okay.
gonna have a little bit of floral that's like brighter pink. And so I have never worn really that color
Okay. I'm excited to
before.
see on you.
So, going back to the beginning of our conversation, so looping it around, get out of your comfort zone. Like if you want to find yourself, you gotta be uncomfortable.
You have to discover yourself.
And if it's even just starting with the color of your dress, why not?
Yep. Honestly, like, I struggle with decision making based off that. And I listened to a podcast on that topic. And she's like, some people are even struggling what to eat for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm like, literally me debating, should I grab a croissant from that Edelweiss bakery in Prior Lake? Or because I'm going to Costco, should I grab a pizza slice because that's $1 there, and I'm saving. Yeah, big decisions.
Yeah. I mean, and I could talk a little bit more about this later on in the podcast, but I'm, like I told you when I walked in the door today, I am training to do a bodybuilding competition. And with the food that I'm eating, I have to meal prep. So I don't really have the ability to have the undecisiveness of what to eat. So it gives you structure a little bit, which I really like. But obviously, I mean, you can dabble a little bit with your meals, but each week I have like a set meal that I eat, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
And then it kind of eases, I feel like, that stress of, oh my God, what am I supposed to eat today? What's healthy? What's not healthy? What's appropriate?
Absolutely. It's like, what does my body need?
Right.
I love that for you. What made you go into bodybuilding? Is it the last podcast, the last episode that I released? With the bodybuilder.
Yes. No, I'm joking.
Plug.
So I can get into that if you guys if you're interested in hearing about it. I'm just at the beginning of my journey, so I'm still educating myself. But a little backstory, like, I have always been in competition. I was a rhythmic gymnast, a synchronized swimmer. I played golf.
Wow.
So competition was literally a part of me. And after I stopped competing, I kind of felt like something was missing. And I wanted my body to be in good shape, and I want to stay healthy. So I started, researching, looking at Instagram, Gymshark athletes, and it led to like people who are doing bodybuilding. And then like literally a few weeks ago, I contacted this amazing couple who owns a gym in Roseville.
Okay.
And they like sat down with me, and we like talked about what are my goals, what are my ambitions, what physique do I want, my nutrition. They're very well educated, and I can figure out. I don't have their like name memorized.
That's okay. We'll put it in the show notes.
But I can also like talk about it on like a specific podcast for it. But now I feel like I I have a little bit more of like a purpose for myself, like going back into competition while also living a healthy and happy lifestyle. So yeah, if you guys have like questions, please like, comment, and I will for sure answer them and do more research for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that for you. I'm very excited to see how far you come on this journey. It's very exciting.
Thank you.
I know about like 2 more people who are in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
My previous guest is one of them.
Yes.
So this is really amazing that I'm so close to the person who decided to do this, and I'm very excited to see. And I'm excited to come to your competitions.
Yes.
See you all oiled up.
Oh,
and tan.
all tanned, oiled up, hair, makeup done.
Yeah, with bedazzled swimsuits.
Yes. I will. Yeah, for sure. You should come.
I will.
It probably won't be till like next year.
Yeah, and that's okay.
But something to look forward.
Exactly. And then you'll get to come back and tell us about your experience after your first competition, and share the gold medal with me.
And next up, Olympics.
Yes. Hey, 2026, we got time.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's start training now.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you were in Olympics, what sport would you be?
So actually, when I did rhythmic gymnastics, I was planning on already training for the Olympics.
Wow, girl, you're wow.
Yes, but sadly, I got injured and I could not pursue that dream. However, when I was in synchronized swimming, I did Junior Olympics. So if I did get a chance to go back to the ability of being in the Olympics, I would do rhythmic gymnastics. It was such an amazing experience. I know a lot of people have different opinions on it, but I loved it. It's such an amazing core childhood memory of mine. And so if I did not get injured, I would be probably in the Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have this thing to ask a question for my guests. However, I'm not sure what episodes I'll be releasing first, so I'm not sure how to make it a trail.
Yeah.
But regardless, I will ask you a question from a previous guest.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna put it in or not.
Okay.
But that's just logistics stuff.
Yeah.
But you will have to answer or get a question for the next person.
Oh, okay.
Anything random. So the question that previous guest has left you: have you ever had a facial?
Was this it's the bodybuilder that asked that, wasn't it?
No.
No, okay. Yes, I did have a facial. I had my first facial when I think I was 20.
Okay.
And it was a little treat that my mom decided to do for me. Such a good experience.
Oh, where'd you go? Do you remember?
It's like this one place in like Maple Grove. Okay. I'm not quite sure what it's like called.
Was it a salon or like individual business?
It was an individual business.
Oh, nice.
And it was amazing. But I recommend everyone please do your research because you need to make sure that they're giving good products on your faces. But yeah.
So was it a fun experience?
Yeah. Very soothing. Had a great sleeping session.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. What is the question that you have for the next guest?
Well, I mean, kind of based off like the topics that we were talking on this podcast. When was the time when you had the biggest realization in your own personal growth?
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. And on this note, we will end this episode.
Yay.
Thank you, Deana, for booking this appointment with me.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, dear listener, for being here with us. Leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. Check out Deana's podcast and her Instagram page and TikTok, and follow her on the journey of bodybuilding and spreading wisdom on her podcast. We have a lot to learn, a lot to share, because there's a lot to learn from. Thank you for being here. Until the next episode.